movement,
Fast as fuck, boy.
MLG, speed and precision. This is what makes a shooter fun. The FPS genre is dominated with games where you have to play it safe, find cover, and play like a campy loser.
I'm a pussy that use my shield.
But movement shooters flip the genre on its head, scrapping the boring tropes of traditional shooters and creating some of the most adrenaline-fueled rampages you will ever play. In this video, I'm going to talk about two of the best movement shooters that the genre has to offer. One that's a little more niche, and one that's more popular. Let's not waste any more time. We're jumping straight into this, starting with... This is the shit that I live for, okay? When a group of people make a game that's so unique, so infinitely replayable, and then they make it free, like you didn't have to do that. You know, for a free movement shooter, Strafdat has a very surprising amount of meat on its bones.
Fuck, I just killed myself!
The game boasts over 150 maps, 66 unique weapons, and 11 miscellaneous items, which some may view as quantity over quality, but that's not really the case. Every map in this game was clearly designed with the intention of making rounds as chaotic as possible, from the spawn locations that sometimes place you an inch away from an enemy to have you frantically race for a weapon, to the hidden pits that you can walk into when you're trying to change the game's music, to the sniper rifle that you find on the ground to 360 no-scope your opponent. And with there being so many maps, it's really impressive how many of them look aesthetically different from each other. Some maps are visually stunning and super vibrant. Some maps are really grimy and gross looking. Some maps are pulled out of a horror game. It's really hard to get bored with the sheer variety of maps. The same can be said with the weapons as well. You have your typical Glocks, pistols, revolvers, assault rifles, SMGs, sniper rifles, swords, Mac knives, grenades, shotguns, heavy artillery, mines, flame launchers, rocket launchers, trombones. And then you have the weird shit. Bubble guns. Nintendo DS styluses. Area 51 alien technology. Guns that shoot so fast they break the sound barrier and fuck with the game's music. Pigs. There is a lot at your disposal to create chaos with, and while not all guns are created equally, they honestly don't have to be. It really makes the game that much more fun and exciting.
Whoa!
The 12 people that play Strafdat would typically describe the game as a mix between Quake, Unreal Tournament, and Titanfall. But I haven't played any of those games, so I would probably describe Strafdat as the Smash Melee of first-person shooters. Both of these games are incredibly fast-paced, have crispy movement tech, and plenty of jank, which makes games chaotic while still making the player feel like they're in control of the chaos happening around them. Despite how much seems to be going on in the footage, this game is pretty easy to get the hang of. You become accustomed to the game's pace very quickly, and the short tutorial gives you everything you need to know about the game's movement. And oh my god, the movement in this game is incredible. Let me introduce you to the holy trinity of Strafdat. Run. Jump. And best of all, slide. These three basic movement options turn Strafdat into MLG Montage Parody the video game. With just a run, a jump, and a slide, there is endless potential to outmaneuver your opponent and hit crazy clips. You can really tell how much effort went into making the movement feel as refined and as simple as possible. Especially the slide. The slide is your best friend in this game. Want to grab that weapon over there? You slide. See an enemy move across your screen for a split second? You slide. Doing absolutely nothing? You slide. Waiting for the host to start the game? You guessed it, you slide. Even if you're struggling to get the hang of the movement in this game, the Strafdat community is more than willing to help you out. Despite the game looking like a product of the Xbox 360 multiplayer era, it was honestly surprising to see how friendly and diverse the game's community is. You really play with people from all walks of life when playing this game. Like when I met a hip-hop producer and gave him a producer tag and some vocal chops. Play the clip.
Okay. Here you go.
Fuck!
Okay. Let me think of some fire. This is fire. Zune 2002.
Even the people who troll in this game are chill. In my experience, the people who troll in this game, which isn't many, almost never say anything super crazy or racist. It's really just shit talking for the sake of competitiveness, which personally, I'm all for. Like when I played against some Europeans and they decided to interview me. Play the clip.
What's your take on real food?
What's your take on
Karl
commercial
Marx?
real estate?
What's your take on climate
What's
change?
your take on democratic socialism?
It's not all sunshine and rainbows, however. Apparently, it is pretty easy to cheat in this game. I've been told that there were instances in competitive games where players cheated and didn't even bother covering their tracks. And I've even encountered a cheater when playing casually, and they even told me that creating cheats was super easy. At least when playing casually, cheating is not a big deal to me because A, there are no stakes, and B, you could just ban the cheater from the lobby. But playing against cheaters in a competitive setting is obviously a different story. When joining or hosting a lobby in Straftat, there are 3 game modes to choose from. 2v2s for some coordinated chaos, 4-person free-for-alls, which is complete casual mayhem, and 1v1s if you're looking for something more balanced and competitive. I typically only stick to 1v1s and free-for-alls, and you know, I've put a decent chunk of time into this game, and I win matches semi-consistently. I feel like I'm pretty good at the game, and since not many people play, could I actually be good at something? Well, I had an idea. What if I were to play one of the best Straftat players to see how good I really am? Well, today marks a very special occasion for the Savior Complex channel, because today we have our very first collaborator. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Balu, one of the best Straftat players in the world. We're gonna be playing 3 games so I could see how good or how shit I really am. So let's get it started. Number 2 Straftat player in the fucking world. Let's see how this goes. Fuck. Okay. I would actually be happy if I got like 1 kill on him. Fuck.
You know about Kuzma, you need shoot for the head.
Okay. I'm actually gonna try now, for real. God. Chill, bro. Dude, how are you even like getting up? Oh, you had the curved knife. Fuck. Well, that was game 1.
Staying for his position.
Okay. Oh my god, dude. Somebody was like showing me how to do this before.
Press A and W for this angle.
And like
and spamming space.
I keep like bouncing off the wall. I'm just not good enough, bro. But I appreciate it. Alright, let's go. Dude, I played against a cheater 1 time.
Bruh.
Oh my god, I'm actually terrible. Bro, you actually just dropped to the ground instantly.
Yeah, it's lean fall.
Oh my god, I did it! Holy shit! Oh, there you are. I did not think I would take one, I'm not gonna lie. Jesus Christ. Oh, I see you, bro. Let's go. Dude, bro. I have like 50 or 60 hours, I want to say. Ooh.
So that was a fucking lie.
Oh, no, we don't take those. Thank you for that, bro. I needed to see the levels. Well, that went about as well as you'd expect. But damn, this game is just so much fun. I really wish that there was a campaign or some sort of story mode. The closest thing we have to that is Bobdi, which shares the same art style, but it's really more of its own thing. But there is something kind of similar. Kind of. In this game, you play as a robot who goes to hell and kills everything in sight after snorting 15 lines of coke. Okay, Obviously that's not entirely true, but if somebody knows what's happening in this footage, please enlighten me. Like Strafdat, pretty much every aspect of Ultra Kill works in tandem to confuse and overstimulate the player in the best way possible. However, Ultra Kill takes a very unique approach to combat. I'm of course talking about the weapon synergies. It gives the player complete freedom to kill enemies in the coolest ways that they could think of. Being able to toss a coin in the air and shoot it with the rail cannon, turning your character into a mini hydrogen bomb, is nothing short of incredible. And it's awesome to see how the Ultra Kill community constantly finds new ways to reduce enemies to atoms in the most insane ways possible. I also really like how the game's movement, albeit simple, complements the weapon synergies and chaotic nature of the game. Playing it boring isn't really an option because you will get overwhelmed very quickly if you're not constantly moving or getting in enemies' faces or synergizing weapons. The way the levels are designed and the sheer army of enemies you face force you to play a certain way. I don't even think it's far-fetched to say that Ultra Kill's level design is some of the best level design in gaming, period. I didn't expect this game to hold my attention for so long because the gameplay loop doesn't change all that much, but the level design and enemy variety had me on a damn leash, especially the most recent layer, Fraud, because what the fuck is this? This level is so insane, with rooms and hallways morphing or infinitely looping, weird geometry and optical illusions, just doing anything it can to fuck with the player. It is without a doubt the most insane and mind-bending experience I've had playing a video game. There's really nothing like it. Going back to the level design in a more broad sense, each level in the game is based on the 9 layers of hell from Dante's Inferno, which give each level its own aesthetic and thematic qualities. You have the first level, Limbo, which is all sunny and nice looking and has some castles. The 4th layer, Greed, which is a desert for some reason. I don't really know what's up with that. And the aforementioned 8th layer, Fraud, which is exactly what it sounds like. Each level is also filled to the brim with hidden collectibles, secret paths and encounters, and little challenges to add some replay value to the game. And at the end of each level, you get a grade based on your performance. This is a smart way to psychologically train the player to do cool stuff, and if the stuff you do is cool enough, you get a glorious P rank. P rank every level, and you get 2 secret boss fights, Minos Prime and Sisyphus Prime. These secret boss fights are balls to the walls insane. Typically the normal boss fights in Ultra Kill are pretty manageable, but god damn, these guys take it to another level. Tears were literally running down my eyes while fighting these guys because I was forgetting to blink. On the surface, Ultra Kill looks like a game that doesn't have much of a story to it. It just looks like pure violence for the sake of it. But for the more attentive player, there's actually a lot of lore tidbits scattered throughout the game for the player to find. I'm not gonna lie, I intentionally skipped over the story segments when playing Ultra Kill, which is honestly a testament to how fun the game is. Very few games make me completely disregard the story because the gameplay is just so damn fun. But I guess I'll try and explain some of the lore in this game. So humans, they have a war.
War never changes.
Palantir creates a robot that runs on human blood to fight the war. God sees this. God creates hell, because what else was he gonna do? God realizes he can't destroy hell. God says fuck it, and just leaves heaven. Where did he go? Beats me. The human war ends, eliminating the need for violent robots. Humans create robots to keep the peace. These robots kill all of humanity cause get fucked. V1 awakens from being scrapped and goes to hell to fuel up. Everything that I just explained occurs before the events of the actual game take place, and that's all I'm gonna do, because people have made hour-long videos explaining everything that happens in the game, and I don't even think they fully understand what's going on. It is really cool though to see how rich and how developed the lore of Ultra Kill is, because the developers didn't have to do all that. They really went the extra mile to fully build the world of Ultra Kill, and I could at least appreciate the story for justifying the gameplay loop. Since you play as a robot who runs on blood, and hell is full of fleshy meat sacks, it makes sense that you want to be running around and getting in these demons' faces to fuel up, so to speak.
Please, Pete, I need this!
To kind of bring everything full circle, not only do I think Strafdat and Ultra Kill perfect the movement shooter genre, they almost defy it by bringing so much innovation and uniqueness to the table. And the most impressive part, the developers don't seem like they're going to be taking their foot off the gas anytime soon. Ultra Kill is still in early access with one more level to go, and Strafdat is still receiving new maps and quality of life changes through free updates. Writing the script was really difficult because it really is hard to put into words just how fun and exciting these games are to play, but if words can't suffice, then maybe something else can.
What's your take on food regulation?